We cannot overstress the fact that growing up, the 90s cartoons on Cartoon Network really hit different. The combination of simplistic animation, gripping stories, as well as mature content not really restricted to a certain child's age, led to the shows truly being ahead of their time. Well, one such iconic show that made a huge difference in our childhoods was Batman, the animated series. The Warner Bros. Animation-produced show originally aired on Fox Kids and on Cartoon Network, becoming an instant hit with fans and amassing a cult fan following amongst kids and adults even now, regardless of what generation they belong to. Well, since its launch in 1992, Batman, the animated series, on Sunday, September 5th, completed 29 years of its release. Here are the reasons why it is considered not just one of the best Batman versions, but also one of the best animated shows to ever be made. 1. Iconic characters and storytelling. The show, which ran for around 85 episodes, became such a big hit with people because of its ability to do justice to the tales of DC's most iconic characters. In the Batman movies, the focus has usually been put on a certain number of renowned villains whose names people know at the drop of a hat, say, Joker, Bane, Scarecrow, Penguin, Two-Face, and Mr. Freeze, etc. And even then, their origin stories haven't really been explored as much as a true fan would have liked. Batman, the animated series, did things differently. It not only explored characters from the comics, but also made them feel important in the eyes of the masked vigilante. Almost an entire episode or two have been dedicated to villains like the Toymaker, Clayface, Clock King, the Phantasm, Killer Croc, and many others. This ensured that, unlike the movies, the Gotham in the Batman, the animated series is flooded with criminals that give Batman different challenges to deal with, thereby making him a much more well-rounded superhero. 2. Unraveling Batman's true detective skills. The Dark Knight, as renowned as he is for punishing Gotham's criminals with his fists and his batarangs, is first and foremost a detective. With the help of Alfred, the highly maneuverable Batmobile, and the Bat-computer, the supercomputer housed inside the gigantic Batcave, he investigates crime scenes and identifies criminals to trace them down and bring them to justice. While this element has been explored in the films, it hasn't really been shown in detail. This is where the Batman animated series excelled. Apart from really showing a Sherlock Holmes side to Batman, the show also brought a much-needed balance to Batman and his alter ego Bruce Wayne, the billionaire owner of Wayne Enterprises. 3. Star cast. With the show being an animated one, the importance of getting the right voice actors for the roles of Batman and other characters could not be overstated. The successful appointment of American film, TV, and voice actor Kevin Conroy was one of the main reasons why the show really struck a chord with the fans. Kevin, with his naturally intense and impactful voice, really brought Batman to life and made him the iconic hero that kids and adults really went on to love. It was such a huge success that Kevin actually went on to voice the Dark Knight in multiple films under the DC Universe, animated original movies banner along with the Batman, Arkham Knight, as well as the Injustice video game series. Another voice actor of the show that reached similar heights was Star Wars actor Mark Hamill, who became the iconic voice behind the show's Joker. Just like Kevin, Mark too was so good in bringing the hysteria of Joker in the animated series that he also went on to voice the same character in multiple films and video games. 4. Savior of the Batman cinematic franchise. For those people who do not know, Batman, the animated series, was actually inspired by Tim Burton's live-action films. So, in a way, it really completed a full cycle. When it came to Batman on the big screen, Warner Bros. Produced two Batman films, Batman 1989 and Batman Returns 1992. Both were directed by Tim Burton and starred Michael Keaton as Gotham's protector. The films went on to do very well at the box office as well as in terms of garnering the appreciation of critics and fans, leaving people thinking of a bright future for the cinematic Batman. 5. Incorporation of the entire Bat family. People who've been reading the comics and graphic novels, and watching the TV shows of Gotham's Caped Crusader know that Batman is not the only superhero to beat up big bad villains. While as much as Batman would like to say that he likes working alone, Bruce Wayne, despite starting alone as Gotham's Dark Knight, goes on to gain a few sidekicks. In the comics, Batman has different Robins, with Dick Grayson being the first, then Jason Todd, and then Tim Drake amongst the most popular ones. Then there is Nightwing, Dick Grayson, Batgirl, and Red Hood, Jason Todd, and Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's own son. Now, while obviously, it wasn't possible for the cinematic universe to include so many characters, Batman, the animated series, tried incorporating most of the family, and well, ended up succeeding at it. Moreover, the transition of some characters, especially that of Dick Grayson's Robin later becoming Nightwing due to personal differences with Batman, was one to watch in the series. It not only gave viewers a peek into the different shades of Batman and his imperfect relationships with his comrades, but also went on to show how the show was much more than just a kids' cartoon show.